Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about this guitar here. This is a Squier by Fender. So it's a Squier Classic Vibe 50's Telecaster. So um, it happens to be in Butterscotch Blonde. And now Classic Vibe series is Squier's, doing sort of the look, the basic look and some specs of the original guitars, but not really that close. I mean, for instance, pretty sure that the neck is the same on all of them, but I mean more or less, at least the shape of the neck. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, so this guitar here, it's a pine body, and you can see it's got multiple pieces of wood, or maybe you can't see, but if you were holding this up close, you could see, certain striations that indicate that it is actually multiple pieces of wood, which one would expect, especially at our price point. This was under $500. I think I got it roughly around $450, and it has a modern C. Let's see, no, a C-shaped neck, just a C-shaped neck. It's a 9.5 inch radius, so that definitely has a more modern radius for the fingerboard. It's a maple neck, by the way, and a maple fingerboard, and it has the 1.65 nut, and then it has narrow tall frets, nickel. The nut, again, sorry, returning to the nut, it's a bone nut, and you have these kind of classic gear tuners, which look pretty cool. Let's see, what else do we have here? Well, this one happens to be pretty light. Nice thing about pine is it's lighter. So this is 7 pounds 15 ounces. So it feels really great. Like, I like picking this guitar up, actually. That's something about it. And it's standard Tele scale length, which is 25.5 inch scale length. It's got the 2 pickups, like you always do. These are Alnico. I think they're Fender designed Alnico. I don't know what that means. It doesn't tell you whether they're, Alnico 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or whatever, however many there are. But yeah, you got the bridge pickup, the neck pickup, and you have these pretty cool looking saddles. They're nice, You got your standard pickup selector switch, three-way, right? So it's your neck, or your bridge, or if it's in the middle, it's both. You got your tone knob, and you get your volume knob. And see here, we've got a little skunk stripe on the back, and some nice side dots there, and black dot inlays. And they give it kind of this like look that it's almost got that like vintage look. It almost looks like lacquer. It's like this heavy gloss, but it's polyurethane, of course, at this price point. And yeah, that's about it, I say. 21 frets, of course, and yeah, it's really nice. String through body. I don't know if I already showed that or not, but there you go, string through body. Yeah. Anyway, that's the specs. I'll have some playing here in a minute, both on sort of clean, maybe edge of breakup, and then I put on distortion, drive, more heavy drive. And this is all through the Supro Delta King, whatever the 10-inch speaker one is, 5 watts. So actually goes pretty well with this guitar, if you think about it, because that was about $500. This is about $500. So if you got about $1,000 to spend and don't want to get any pedals or cables or anything, you can get the 2. You're probably going to want to get some cables though too, and maybe an effects, I don't know. One of these tuners would be nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and play the demos, and then first one's the cleanish, second one's the distortion, and then we'll have a little bit of I guess I'll tell you my thoughts afterwards. So, all right. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Hopefully the demos help you in arriving at a decision to whether you want to buy this guitar or not. Just going to give you a few of my thoughts on this. I really like the guitar. I'm not really a huge Telecaster fan. I mean, I love the pickup selections. Um, I, for me, I like Strats and Jags and Jazzmasters more, just because I like having that nice forearm contour, belly cut. And I'm starting to really appreciate the newer guitars with the nice carve here, you know, the heel contour. That's just me. Um, I love the pickups on the Tele. I love the sound of the Tele, and I like playing it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Just I don't think I can have it as my main guitar. Um, this one has a really great feel. I think the pine body is pretty amazing. Like I love that. And I love that it's really lightweight because of that. Um, Part of me almost wants to just hang on to this. I don't know if I'm going to, but um, maybe I will. You know, since Telecasters aren't my like top of the line, I don't see the need for me to spend that much money on them. So I might hang on to this. I've had it for a few years actually already. And I don't think I've changed the strings at all. Well, actually I did. So I bought this on Fender.com. It was my first time purchasing a guitar online. Um, and it was actually the first time I purchased a guitar, a new guitar, I think a new electric guitar in my entire life. Um, I had a guitar in junior high, my mom bought for me, after renting me a guitar first to make sure I was interested in it, and got to a certain level. Then she bought me a Squier, also a Squier, Japanese made Squier, Stratocaster, which I still have, and I love that guitar. And I played it professionally. I mean, yeah, semi-professionally, I guess. Professionally, got paid in gigs and things, and you know, I have that guitar, and then I bought a used guitar off a friend of mine, a Fender Heavy Metal Strat, the HM Strat, and I just used those guitars, you know, when I was through my teens and 20s, and even, you know, that's when I was playing in bands, and then again in my late 20s and early 30s, I got into another band and played gigs and things, and um, you know, those guitars were great. I mean, a Squier, that Squier was fantastic. I had a Marshall JCM 900, which helps, and just a big pedal board of a Furman pedal board, which were awesome, by the way, with a bunch of Boss pedals. And yeah, it was great. So, I mean, this guitar, I think it's really well made. And it sounds, to me, it sounds really good. And you actually could get away with using this for maybe your entire life, or you know, whatever it is. I mean, you could play this until you get to a point where you feel the need to buy a more expensive guitar. It really is a good, fun feeling guitar. It has some issues when I bought it, because I bought it off Fender.com, and this is a few years ago again. I don't know if it's gotten better, but unfortunately, one of the, I mean, the neck was pretty bowed. It had a lot of relief in it, so I definitely had to go in and adjust that, and that was fine. That's kind of to be expected, not a problem. But then there was an issue with, I think the high E string had a really bad sitar sound, and it still kind of does, not too bad now. And so, you know, I talked to Fender, and they're like, well, you can either send it back or take it to, you know, one of our licensed Fender dealers who can fix it for you. So, you know, I was sort of torn. I went down to one shop, and they're like, this guitar has tons of issues, man. You just want to send it back and buy one from us. It's like, all right, well, but part of me, because this is the first new guitar I'd ever bought, when I opened it, it was like amazing. I was like, wow, it looks so good. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Kind of looked a little cheap too at the same time. I was like torn there too. I was like, wow, it looks amazing. But it looks kind of, after a while, I was like, it looks kind of cheap too. But just, I think maybe it has to do with the lacquer and things, but it looked really cool to me. It's a neat combination, looks wise, I think. And then I really enjoyed playing it. It was really, you know, even with that sitar sound, something about this pine body and something about the neck, it's just fun to play. Unplugged even. which is what I am now. It's unplugged. But yeah, so it was an interesting experience. So I went home from after talking to those guys at that guitar store, and I was like, I talked to Fender, and they were gonna send me out a refund, or not a refund, a shipping label to ship it back. Um, and then I changed my mind. I was like, no, I want to keep this guitar. So I went down to Guitar Center, and they set it up, and pretty much, so for another $80 or $100, I can't remember how much it cost. They set it up for me, and then I had to come back to them because I tested it out. It still had the sound, so they started tweaking it a little bit, and I guess they made it better. And it does sound better now, but still, the downside to buying online, in my opinion, is you're definitely gonna have to pay an extra $100 to have the guitar set up. And maybe if you bought it at Guitar Center too, because they probably want to make more money, so they might have recommend a setup as well. But typically, if you buy it from maybe your local store, maybe you wouldn't have that issue. Maybe they'd set it up for you, and that'd be included in the price. Hopefully. But yeah, anyway, in the end, really it didn't cost me $450. It cost $530 plus the driving down to the Guitar Center and the other store, and then they still charged me for the shipping label that they sent me out. So yeah, it was like $550 plus gas and stuff and time and effort. So it wasn't as convenient as you think buying online is going to be. But still, I like this guitar. I've had it for years, and I think they made a good guitar ultimately. And Fender did offer to ship it back and give me a new one. So overall, a good experience. Not a bad experience. Not a horrible experience. Not the best experience you want. I mean, $500 is, maybe to some people it's chump change, but to me it's a decent amount of scratch, and I'd rather keep, I'd rather get some decent value for $500. I feel like if you're gonna pay $500 for a product, it should work correctly. If you spend $20 on a product, it should, because that's what this is. It's a product. But everybody says, well, it's wood. There's going to be some issues, especially if it's traveling from Southeast Asia. In that case, yeah, I had the bowed neck and fixed that. And but apparently, this issue with the sitar thing could either be, sometimes it's the nut, or sometimes it's even the saddle. So I don't know what it was, but regardless, it's a good guitar. It's fun to play around with. I don't care about it too much. Like I could throw it, which I wouldn't do. But I would stress out if it fell over. Even though $500, it's not nothing. It's still not like it's not like it's not like $5,000, right? If it was a $5,000 guitar and had issues, I'd be like very unhappy, and also I'd be paranoid about it. Like this guitar, this is like one I could just leave lying around and not care. Oh, I spilled a drink on it? No big deal. But overall, 2 snaps up. 2 thumbs up. Sorry, hopefully that's not a copyright breach. 2 thumbs up. That might be 2. But anyway, 2 thumbs up. I mean, yeah. For $500, I'm happy. So overall, good purchase. And now I know that, I as much as I would love to have a $5,000 Telecaster, I'd rather have a Stratocaster. Just because, it's great guitars. I love Tellies, but again, I just prefer the contours of a Strat. And that's just me. Anyway, hope you had a good day and everything's good for you. So, till next time, have a good one.